think you guys can see him, but Apollo is here to help do this reaction. So I will admit, I did what I've been obsessed since I did a reaction, and now other people are actually uploading the entire episodes of Pound Sisters. But this is just the clip of Tammy at the doctor with her brother Chris. So this is the new doctor in Kentucky that Dr. Proctor sent her to. So I believe this is her way in. So
our first goal, long-term goal, is we've got to at least get 100 pounds off you.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys saw this as well. Back up. So when she was with Dr. Proctor, she had to get down to 550 pounds, and I think she was like 602 or something like that. And she never quite made that goal. But right before coronavirus hit, she did get to 550. Coronavirus hit, and then elective surgeries. I say elective. Like, to me, elective is like, I'm getting a facelift. It's life-saving for her. It's okay, don't cry. And so she didn't get to have it done. So she just threw everything out the window and started eating, right? Goes in to see Dr. Proctor, and she's back up to like 602 or something like that. So Dr. Proctor says, you need more monitoring closer to home, and he refers her to a colleague of his in Kentucky. I'm not sure what his name is. I'm sure we'll hear it. At this point, she has gotten on the scale, and in 30 days has gained 50 pounds. She's like high 640s. So she's gained, it was right at 50 pounds. So now he's telling her how much she needs to lose to get qualified for surgery. And of course it's going to be more. It's the same weight goal, which was 550 that Dr. Proctor gave her. But now she's gained back the original 50 and then added another 50. Look at Chris.
If we do not reach that, we can't move forward with surgery.
Dr. Smith told Tammy she had to lose 100 pounds, and I damn near walked out of the office because I'm like, that's a really big number, and talking about doubling down.
Okay, so he's right. It is a really big number. But let me tell you, as somebody who she was twice as big as, and plus, like 2.25 times bigger than I ever was. But my point is, I lost 100 pounds in 5 months, and at 600 and almost 50 pounds, even if she ate 2,500 calories a day, she could probably damn near lose 100 pounds in a couple of months easily. When you watch like My 600-Pound Life and you see Dr. Nowzaradan and he, brings somebody in to the hospital to put them on a bariatric diet. And I know he does some extreme calories. I've seen 800 with some. I've seen 1,000. I've seen 1,200. I lived on 1,200 calories a day for years. So, if you're not an active person, they're not going to suffer. Well, they're going to suffer because they're going to internalize, I'm so hungry, I'm starving, this is torture. I get that. But they're not going to die. And they're going to lose the weight, and then they can have weight loss surgery, and they can live. That's the point, right?
I mean, that's what he did. He doubled down on Tammy.
Chris, you definitely would be a candidate to have the surgery. So I'm going to give you a goal as well, although I've already seen you based on what you're...
So Chris got weighed at Dr. Proctor's office, and I think he was 420 pounds. He just weighed in with this doctor, and he was like 397, and he jokingly said, I don't think your scale is right because I haven't been under 400 pounds in 8 years. So on the ride to the doctor, he was talking to Tammy. He's like, I found that whitefish. I can have more of it, and it has less calories and fat. So I've been eating a lot of that with these vegetables. So he's gotten smart, and he's talking about, eating, voluminous food so that your belly stays full. So you don't have that. It's really head hunger where you're like, oh, but I'm so used to eating all this food. You can still eat all this food. It's just not, a supersized meal from McDonald's.
You're telling me accomplish some weight loss on your own. I want to see you lose 15 pounds.
Oh, that ain't no problem.
Okay.
We'll get that.
Okay. I gave Chris.
So I wonder, remember when Amy and Tammy were doing this together and Amy lost the weight and got approved, and Tammy did not want her to have the surgery because they were doing it together? I wonder if she'll say that same thing to Chris. And if she did have the nerve to say that to Chris, I think Chris would put her in check like that. Because, that just seems like the kind of person he is. And then I think she would listen to him better. They have talked about how he's been a very, much like a father figure.
Chris a much lower goal than Tammy because he continued to lose weight since the last time that he had weighed in. So he's shown him he has the potential to be successful if he continues to work at it. What do you think, Tammy? You're probably sitting there saying, you jerk, you gave him only 15 pounds. What about me?
Yeah.
There's two big reasons why I need to see that weight come down. And first and foremost, we have limitations to every bit of technology that we use. And so just the tubes that we place our instruments through, they're only so long. And so we really have to reduce your weight to really give me the ability to access your abdominal cavity. The second.
So if you ever watch how they do weight loss surgery now, it's rarely done open, meaning literally cutting you open. When they did mine was done open. It's been 19 years. So mine went from breastbone to pubic bone. So, they opened, but it made for shorter surgery time. So when you do it laparoscopically, they have to put in a few incisions to insert their tools with, and then they put air in there to blow your abdominal cavity up so they can see as much as they can see. And when you have someone as obese as a lot of these patients are, they're literally, the visceral fat is insane, where their organs are just being choked out by this really yellow fatty fat. So if you can't see what you're doing, they can't do the surgery. That would really suck. Can you imagine waking up from the surgery thinking this is it and it's not?
Reason, and as if not more important, is I need you to show me that you can do what you need to do. Not just to get the surgery, but I want you to show me that you can do what I need you to do after surgery.
So that's why I also am a big believer in therapy, because there's a reason why people get to these extreme weights, and it's not because they like food. It's because food is what they chose as their drug to deal with whatever kind of trauma or pain that they are dealing with. And I know that sounds very, I don't know, kind of PC and whatever. But it's the truth. It's the truth, because we see in a lot of bariatric patients who don't deal with their emotions and get the help that they need, alcoholism among post-op bariatric patients is extremely high, just like the divorce rate is. So you guys who want to have this surgery done, you have got to my advice has always been, you need to be in therapy for at least the first year that you're post-op, at least the first year, because you have to figure out and be taught other coping mechanisms and put them into practice on a daily basis, or you will find something else destructive to be addicted to. And I can tell you that because I did it. So don't be Tia and not do what's in the long run going to be the best thing for you. And that's clearly getting therapy. Therapy is good for everybody.
I have 100 pounds to lose. It is a lot more than what Proctor gave me. But if I don't get healthier, I could be bedbound. And I definitely don't want that.
She'll be dead if she's bedbound.
I'm to the next step of being bedbound if I don't do something now.
So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to get a pedometer and a heart rate monitor for me. I want you to be as active as you can and walk and move around as much as possible. But on top of that, I want you to give me 5 minutes a day where your heart rate is at 70% of your maximum heart rate. If we would have checked your heart...
Correct me if I'm wrong. but I believe your max heart rate is 220 minus your age. So then 70% of that. And her size, that's pretty easy to do.
Right, just walking to the scale, there's a good chance it's there. Tammy, how's that make you feel? Do you think you can do it? Okay.
Okay, I know she did this to herself. I know that she says some really shitty things sometimes to Amy about the baby and all that. My daughter was just pointing out this morning, she's like, someone made an 8-minute reel of Tammy hating on Amy's baby. I'm just like, but I mean, we've seen it in the show. You know, there's definitely jealousy there, whether she wants to admit that or not, there is. And I get it. I totally get it. But when I look at her, it makes me so sad because you can see she's sitting there, and if she could, she would get up and run out of there. She's terrified right now, and 100 pounds is a lot of weight to lose. That's a lot of weight.
Tammy's running out of chances. If she don't get off her ass and do what she needs to do, we in a world of mess. So I mean, anything I can do to help Tammy, I will do. But at the same token, I gotta get as much effort back out of her as what I'm putting in to help her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't, you can't lose the weight for someone, unfortunately, because if you could, boy, wouldn't that be great? So I just thought that was an interesting segment to hear the doctor talk, and you can just, Tammy didn't say much, but if you just look at her face, and then I don't know if you guys know, you can follow her on Snapchat, and she's on Snapchat. She did get coronavirus, and she said she was in the hospital for 3 weeks. So she is wearing oxygen, I've noticed in all of her Snapchats still. And she's on TikTok too, you guys, and her comments are open. She doesn't, she responds to people, and she duets people too. So it's interesting to watch, and she's actually she's pretty funny. She takes the piss out of herself all the time. So anyway, thanks for watching this, you guys. If there's anybody else you would like to see me react to that is not in Hater Nation, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.